In this video, I'm going to walk you through lesson 9 of unit 8.1. Okay, so we navigate into this lesson by sharing the results of our home learning. This is when they were starting to investigate air resistance and friction. So you're going to talk a little bit about what they figured out from those home learning, or if you did in class, the investigation they did last time. And then we're going to conduct some station investigations. And there are 4 stations. There's a handout here with some instructions. You will need to print one of these out for every 4 stations. Since there's 4 stations, you'll cut up the procedures and place them at each station. So you'll probably need 2 copies of this. So each station has its own set of directions. And then you will also provide a handout for students to collect data at each station. So you'll need 1 per student. And they're going to record. Let's go ahead and open this up. They're simply going to record observations and insights we're talking about interactions with the air that is interacting with that sail, which is the index card on the front of the cart. We're going to analyze air resistance. They're going to use a data set that's provided for them with headwind, fuel consumption, and average miles per gallon by vehicle type. So they're going to add some observations and insights there. And in station 3, I'm going to go ahead and put this down real quick. In station 3, they're going to be looking at a rough surface versus a smooth surface. They're going to rub an eraser on there, and they're going to take the temperature with an infrared thermometer. So recording observations about that. And then magnified images of different surfaces. There are images of each of these that are magnified. And there's also a simulation showing what happens to a box when it goes over a rough surface. And so they will add their observations and insights here. If you go through the materials prep video, I've provided links here too. It's in the teacher guide, but you will need data cards provided at station 2, simulation provided at, that's actually station 4. So a simulation and the microscope images are going to both be at station 4. Station 3 is the eraser and the infrared thermometer. Station 1 is the cart. After students are done with the station investigation, they're going to construct an evidence-based explanation for how do contact forces like friction and air resistance cause energy to be transferred between a moving object and other parts of the system. And students are going to only write one explanation for one of the stations. So number your kids off 1 through 4. Everyone who has a number 1 is going to explain how this happens for station 1 and so forth and so on. And so once they're done with their explanations, you're going to review your norms because they're about to give feedback and facilitate a discussion in small groups. So make sure they're being respectful. And I would replace this with your own norms on the slide. There is guidance to do that in the prep. And as they share, they're going to be providing feedback and just kind of talking it through about how energy is being transferred in each of these different stations. So they're going to share their explanations. And while they do that, they're going to complete a handout. And it's basically just, how would you revise that model we did last time with time points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that we did the consensus model around it in lesson 8. You're going to give those handouts back. And so they're writing down ideas about how they would want to revise that model. And then, of course, we get together and we have a building understandings discussion to revise our energy transfer models. And let me open this up. So you can see the main thing we're adding here are the green arrows for energy being transferred in this context. So the blue we added last time, the green we're adding this time. The friction due to contact forces, of course, is going to be the wheels on the track. The purple dot is the forces due to air resistance. And so this is where the box is hitting the air and there's going to be energy transferred also to the air. So once we've completed that model together and we've revised our energy transfer models, we're going to update our progress trackers. There is a little bit of guidance on how to do this. But most importantly, we're going to revise our free body diagram. So this you can kind of do with them when they're revising their energy transfer models. And then just like in lesson 8, we're going to see if they are really picking up what we're throwing down. And that is, can they transfer this into a free body diagram? Okay, let's talk about the materials prep in the next video.